Alright, you ready to talk about some shit?
Yes! Yes!
Hello, welcome to Talking Shit. My name is Nathaniel.
My name is Jeremiah.
Yo, hello Jeremiah.
Hello, Nathaniel.
How is traversing the sea?
The sea.
I mean, these sound like names that would traverse the sea.
Well, yes. We live on a boat.
Oh shit.
We're traversing the sea right now, so
I've only just realised.
yeah.
Hello, seagulls.
Kind of
Wow, look out the window. There's a whale. I didn't know your mother was coming with us.
I just imagined a whale in the sky for some reason. Cause
Yo, your mom can fly.
unless
That's
you've
cool.
unless we were in a submarine.
Nah, we can't travel anywhere with your mom. Whatever we're on, it's gonna weigh it down to the center of the earth, and then we'll burn and die.
Are you just saying that
Your mom's
she's
fat.
fat?
Yeah, I went there.
Well, you could have just saved us this time of like kind of
Trying to start
circling around the real key issue here.
beating around the bush.
And you could have just called her a fatty, really.
I'd say more of a fat cow. That's what I'd go for.
Fat dickhead?
Maybe your dad.
Okay. I'll inform them.
If you could.
And make sure they improve.
Yeah. Oh, next time I see them, they'd better be in tip-top shape.
Yeah, don't worry.
Because hey, we'd better all get in tip-top shape if Viltrum's come in. Segue? Question mark.
If we were in tip-top shape,
yeah,
perhaps we would be. No, invincible. It's not like,
Good shit,
bro. Like you work out a few times and then you're just impervious to everything, guys. That's not how it works.
Dragon
to
Ball
let you
Z.
know.
That's how it works.
Just to let you know, guys. If you do a single bicep curl, you don't become impervious to everything.
Fuck. Does your bicep become impervious though?
I didn't actually test that.
Fuck. That's something to check out.
How did I test it though?
Maybe your methods are flawed.
I'm immortal.
Or
Smile,
would you say
smile?
Or would you say
Hey.
invincible?
Well, that's the show that we're going to talk about today.
It is. We don't really talk about TV. Is this the first TV show we've talked about?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we mentioned WandaVision, but we
We've
just
mentioned it, but we never did an
passing,
episode on it
really.
because we
Not
we got
really
to
a
the end and we were
formal
like,
sit-down.
that's all right.
Yes. But this show, this show far surpasses those two shows.
It far
I would,
surpasses.
in fact, say.
Would you say this is? I think this is definitely the best animated superhero show I've ever seen. What else is there? There's like
so far, yes,
the '90s Batman,
but also a lot of the DC cartoon stuff. Even though
a lot of it's
actually
movies.
sick.
It's really good, but a lot of it's movies.
Like Justice League of America. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's no,
sorry.
yeah. That's very good. Yeah,
Sorry.
I still think it's better. I
think it's better so far.
Yeah, the shows are good. Would you say it's better than The Boys? Another Amazon Prime series?
I've enjoyed it more actually. Yeah,
I've enjoyed it more than The
honest.
Boys too.
because the Boys is cool, but I don't know, man. Like
Season
each
2
episode,
do be kind of letting me down
yeah,
a little bit.
But I guess the test will be when we get a season
2 of this show, yes.
Invincible.
I just think, for reasons that we're going to get into, Invincible, which, by the way, before we get into even anything, we are going to do non-spoilers, because, dear God, this show deserves non-spoilers.
Honestly, it's hard to think.
I mean, we're not going to go
talk
for long
about
on
it.
non-spoilers,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we will have a
it'll
bit
to
for
be-
people who haven't.
We'll have to dip our toes into the pond
Review territory.
of no spoilers.
Yes.
No spoilers.
Because,
Fuck,
dear
I can't
God, please, if you... last week I was begging everybody to get Amazon Prime for Palm Springs. What more do you need? There's Palm Springs, which is a fucking amazing movie, and you can watch all of Invincible in like a day. They're like 45 to 50-minute episodes, only 8 of them. Bro, oh god,
Honestly,
I can't
honestly,
describe how
can
good
we just
this
say for
show
a
is.
second, Amazon Prime
Mm.
is actually sick.
It's so good.
Like,
It's got so much consistently good stuff
did you
coming
guys
out on
know that you can get next day delivery as a Prime member?
What is this you speak of?
Yep.
Is that true?
A Prime delivery next day.
Bro, I've just been using
You
it
can sometimes
to watch...
even get same day. You can also subscribe to your favorite Twitch streamer
Oh, I've done that.
for free.
I subscribed to Flights.
Wow.
You better believe I did.
Wow. I
Happy
think there's
Pog
other
Day.
benefits, but you know, Amazon, Amazon,
It's so good.
biggest company in the world. Perhaps.
I just...
sponsor us. Cheers, guys.
yeah, sure. Give us an affiliate link that no one will use. Yeah. I just, in terms
Anyway.
of, all joking aside, in terms of just content, God, there's so much good shit that goes to Prime. There's so much good shit. There's The Boys. There's Palm Springs. There's Invincible. There's other shows that I'm sure I've watched and cannot remember right now because my brain is just taken up by Invincible. You might be like, hey, you're like a week behind of when the finale came out. What about the algorithm? We messed up and we did Palm Springs instead. That's why. We didn't want to record the episode super late, did we?
No, yeah, but sorry, I've just got to give a shout out to the Prime, the show that's on Prime.
Yes.
Called Doctor Pooh. Yeah.
You see it? Wait, is this a
No,
joke? Or...
No, it's actually on Prime.
What the fuck? The Tick? That's a
Oh,
good show.
it's not on Prime. Sorry, it's had Prime under it. Basically, Doctor Pooh and his sidekicks embark on an epic journey of time, space, and farts in the Fartis, a machine that travels through the cosmic sewerways. They face the dreaded weeping hemorrhoids, who always approach from behind. Will the Doctor and his friends escape unfazed, or will they have to make a pit stop for some hemorrhoid cream? You
There's
can
another
search
reason
Doctor
to
Pooh
get Prime.
on Amazon, and this will come up. Thank you. Let's talk about Invincible.
Yeah, because Invincible is... I don't know how to explain it. So, it's... For anyone who knows literally nothing, it's based on... Well, it's not even based. It's a direct adaptation of the comic book series, primarily written
Robert
by
Kirkman.
Mr. Kirkman, yes, who, for other people who don't even know who he is, he's wrote a bunch of amazing stuff, mainly The Walking Dead. The comic, I should point out, not the show, because the show sucks dick.
Show is good till season 5 or 6.
Show is good until the end of season 1, and then season 3 and 4 are okay. 5's pretty good. 6 is okay. 7 onwards is absolute dog shit.
Okay,
Season 2 is trash. I will argue about you with this for years. You rewatch it and honestly try and tell me you aren't bored out your fucking mind.
Okay. I know there's a couple of episodes, but bro, I feel like
There's
you
an
get a lot of
episode devoted to getting
From
a
what I
fatty
remember.
out of a well.
Yeah. From what I remember, bro, they're all together. They do such a good job of like introducing the new characters to expand the roster. And
Do they?
well, yeah. Do you not you not love Herschel and his never-ending shotgun? Yeah, that's right. He never reloads.
Yeah, he does never reload. No, you're right. No, I don't love that. No.
You don't like Herschel?
I don't like the bit where fucking Herschel's all like, "Girl, I'm angry at the girl being in the bar,
Also-
and I can't believe it." And then he goes off somewhere, and everyone's like, "Where is he?" And then they're going through his room, and Rick finds a flask, and Maggie or whatever her name was, the daughter's like, "Yeah, he used to drink," and they go, "He's at the bar."
Bro, I bet it's not. Bro, okay, wow. But that bar scene is actually sick with the two other random people, and then
Mr. screaming, "I fell on a gate" or whatever, and I go, "Oh, my leg!"
yeah. But the tension in that bar when they're like, "Who's?"
Oh, the conversation beforehand's really good.
Bro.
But also, just real quick, one last point. Rick and what's-his-face go off to get Herschel, and then, like, 2 seconds into them doing that, his stupid fucking wife, Laurie's all like, "Somebody should go check up on the people who are checking up on Herschel." It's like, no.
Laurie actually sucks.
She crashes and overturns a car on an empty fucking road. Are you... I'm sending you the Your Movie Sucks videos on season 2, and you cannot. Oh, whatever. This is not what this video is about. Needless to say, Robert Kirkman did the comic book of Walking Dead, which is in every single way a million times superior.
He gets some friends from The Walking Dead as well, doesn't he? Which we'll talk about.
Yeah, so basically the reason that this show is so good is because, one, the writing is solid because, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure it's every episode. If not, it's the majority. They're all actually written by Robert Kirkman, who did the comic, so he understands it, and it's just really well written. And the second thing is that, hey, who would have thought that hiring a cast of incredible actors would lead to some of the best performances I've ever seen? Well, heard, but, you know, like, this is legitimately some of the best voice work I've heard in any media, like, in, like, fucking games, like...
Yeah.
Like, animation, just voiceover for,
It's
like...
really good.
The guy who does the Clash of Clans adverts, like...
That guy.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Shame that guy doesn't have a name.
He does.
He's just that guy.
He does he narrates a secondary meme channel. There's a meme channel called
That's deep.
There's a meme channel called Memeanade that has like 900k subscribers, and it uploads every day a video with memes and the text-to-speech voice. And then it has a second channel with only 100,000 subscribers called Limeanade, and that is exactly the same, except it's the guy who does the Raid Shadow Legends voicing over each meme and giving a comment. Don't ask me why I know that, but I do. Feel free to look that up, everybody. That's true. Or just believe me.
Yeah, we'll believe you.
Yeah, because that's a deep dive.
Yeah, bro. The voice acting's sick.
It's ridiculous.
And even if you're not that into the voice acting, I don't know why you wouldn't be.
How the
but on
fuck
top
would you
of
not
that,
be?
It's like, bro, how many famous people?
Yeah,
you can just be like, hey, I know that person.
That's
pretty cool.
Let's
just that they
list off,
managed to get all these people
to
do it.
Let's just list off a few names. J.K. fucking Simmons.
Gee, Stephen Ewan.
Oh, I was going to leave that till last for dramatic effect. You really ruined
why
what
is
I
that
had
dramatic
going
effect?
Because it would have been like, and main character, boom, guy that people like from The Walking Dead, who did that meme video where he says, like, you are gay, or whatever, when you touch your friend's hand.
Yeah, I like
that video a lot.
I've probably liked it.
Me too, definitely. And then YouTube forgot, so next time I saw it, I liked it again.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But no, so it's got J.K. Simmons, Stephen Yeun, who gives I would argue, I mean, we'll go through everyone else in it, but I would argue he gives the best performance of, like, the entire show. Even, like, J.K. Simmons is incredible. Gillian Jacobs is awesome. My girl from Community that it took me a second to realise that's where she was from. Mark Hamill's in this. Seth Rogen is in it briefly.
Bro, Mark Hamill's so good.
Yeah, and he's in it so little, but he's so good. Sandra Oh, who plays the mom, who I don't know who she is before this, but that performance of the mom is fantastic. Jason Matsukas, I think is the way you explain it. Pimento, I love that guy. He plays Rexplode, who, I love that character. We'll get into it. I actually love that character despite him being a piece of shit. I kind of like that about him.
Bro, I love his voice.
The voice is so perfect. It's so perfect. Walter Goggins as Cecil, which again, I feel like it's going to become redundant that every single person I'm going to say is one of my favourite performances, because they're all my favourite, other than Amber. Sorry, Amber. And the gay friend, is he called William or something? I just don't like that guy because he's an asshole, kind of. Which I know is the point, but whatever. Walton Goggins, plays Cecil, not the father of David Goggins, unfortunately. But that Cecil performance is so... we'll get into it, but it's so good. Who else was I... Zachary Quinto as Robot, which I thought was so good.
Yeah.
Zachary Quinto is like a secret kind of like man crush of mine. Every now and then I forget about him, and then he's in something. Do
you prefer him in the Spock role or just Zachary Quinto?
I liked it when he said Khan instead. That was a good twist.
Okay.
Khan.
Would you like him to Vulcan death grip you?
Or I'm a penis, maybe.
That would kill. I think it killed.
It definitely would kill me.
Incapacitate you.
And then Ross Marquand apparently is also you pointed out he's immortal.
The immortal, yes.
Ooh. Murderer! I'm sure we're going to have to refrain from screaming a lot of the amazing lines in this, because a lot of the amazing lines are screamed. But yeah, I guess, honestly, that is as much as we can say non-spoiler, because the funny thing about this show is that from the end of episode 1 onwards is such a big twist that it's like, and it frames the whole show that it's like, you can't go further than episode 1 without talking spoilers. I would just say, for people who are starting the show, and you definitely should, because by the way, 9 out of 10 across the board, baby. And also, another caveat as to why this show's amazing. The animation budget, especially because it's season 1 of a show, it's to be expected, but it's not actually that high. And it's not like the animation's bad. The animation's competent, it looks fine. There are a few moments where you're like, budget cuts, I get it. And with the cast they have, I understand why the budget was lower, especially. But trust me, especially in the first episode, just stick with it, because Joe told me, where he watched the first episode before me, and Joe was like, I want your reaction straight away. So I was like, shit, it's going to be like so good. And I watched the first 35 minutes and went, this is like good, but it's so average superhero.
You were doubting me for a second.
I wasn't doubting you. I just
and
thought
then at the end, you're like,
yeah, I was not expecting.
Let's go.
I was not expecting what happened at the end to actually happen, and for it to be like the most amazing thing ever. But yeah, just stick with the first episode, because you'll be like, huh, this seems very stereotypical and just kind of whatever, mediocre. That's the point. Yeah, trust me, this show is amazing. You know who won't be watching this show, though?
Who?
My dad. Because as I found out the other day when I was talking to him, he cannot physically watch animated films or animated anything. And I said, why?
How?
And he couldn't really explain to me. He was like, because he likes CG and he likes computers and he wants to work for like a CG company. And he's like, God, I just don't like when they make it look like it's drawn. And I'm like, why? He's like, I used to like it as a kid. I'm like, what changed? He's like, I don't know, I just can't be asked. And I'm like, bro, he won't watch Castlevania, which I'm telling him about.
Bro, it's honestly.
Hang on, just before you say something, as well.
Go.
He got 10 minutes into the Spider-Verse and he couldn't watch it anymore. That's how bad it is, because that's one of the best films ever made. If anything, that's the best Spider-Man movie and also my personal favourite animated film of all time, and he can't watch that. Which also isn't even hand-drawn, like it's all CG. Fucking whatever. Sorry, say what you were going to say. I don't want to talk about it. He's going to listen to this and know I'm outing him. And I am, because you're weird.
I mean, like animation and like... Yeah, animation. Animated like shows and films, like they should be kept to the same level as like live action, which they're not really in general.
Yeah, a lot of people just think, oh, it's a shitty animated thing, whatever.
Bro, like the possibilities are completely like they're endless.
Yeah.
Like it's just time. It's not.
There is no way that you could make... I know they are doing an Invincible live-action movie that's not connected to this, but there's no way you could have made this show like The Boys and done all the shit. Like, I'll just say, for people who have watched it and know what this is, but this is just not a spoiler really, but the train in the last episode.
Yeah.
The budget for just that one shot.
Well, yeah, like
there's multiple
all the stuff where it's fast. All the stuff where it's like so fast and like fight scenes that go on for a long time,
uber violent, and
like, bro, how much, like, it's economic as well, because
how many times does Invincible's
CG are you gonna have to use
costume? Yeah, how many times are they gonna have to tear up an Invincible costume in a fight to then have it be rebuilt to then get torn up in a fight again?
Yeah.
How many hospital beds can you have where people are recovering from getting the shit beaten out of them from superhuman beings and aliens and all kinds of shit?
I think it is getting more popular, like
for sure,
cartoons and animation.
Oh, for sure, yeah,
definitely.
Well, there's multiple shows now that people like Castlevania's coming back, and that's getting a 4th season, a Castlevania show. Like, yes,
but yeah,
I am sick of people. I've seen some people recently with Mortal Kombat coming out saying, God, it's nice to be finally getting a bunch of good video game movies. Like, video game stuff adaptations haven't been good for a while, and I'm like, Castlevania's like one of the best like animated shows ever, and it's purely based on a video game, like nothing else to it. The fuck?
Yeah.
But whatever. Again, that's not. But anyway, we've got to get away from spoilers because we have got a lot to talk about in spoilers. So, yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. I won't go 9.5 purely because the animation does leave something to be desired, just in terms of because I've seen so much animation, like, you know, you want maybe so it's hard to get wowed by animation when you've seen so much. But just as I'm saying, just like comparing it even to Castlevania, not season 1 because again low budget, but like season 2 especially. Oof. Not season 3 with all the naked people. That's weird. Please do no more naked people in season 4 of Castlevania. Please don't. I did not like it.
Yeah, 9 as well. Yes.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, we really recommend... We're going into spoilers now. Please, seriously, we say this every time, but please, seriously, do not have this show ruined for you. There are so many incredible moments. Each episode is just an absolute film's narrative worth of ups and downs and crazy twists and turns. And... Yeah, of course.
I'll back you up on that one.
Yeah.
Guys.
Listen to him, he's got his intimidating voice on.
Guys, I swear. If you...
Oh, the teeth.
I
David
swear,
Tennant,
if you don't watch this... The Daleks! Sorry. I swear, if you guys don't watch this, I'm gonna chokeslam you.
Oh, okay. Off the top rope. Middle.
Nah, I'm not that tall.
Oh, okay. Well, are you sure about that?
I'm literally a particle.
That's true. It is very hard to get you in a room to record this. I gotta like tape a tiny little microphone. Away. I have to bring you back, like waft my hands. Anyway, spoilers. Oh, Omni-Man, you evil bastard.
That was a bit soon.
For me to say that?
I guess.
Not really. See what he did in that last episode? Jesus. So yeah, let's talk about the... God, our energy levels for that was through the roof.
Let's go!
I want to apologise, I'm slightly ill, so my voice may sound like bleh. But I'm very hype about this. So yeah, end of episode 1, I'm like, what is Joe... Not what is Joe on about, but I'm like, what is he... What reaction does he want? I don't understand. What is going on?
How can I please him?
Yeah, exactly. And then the next thing I know, Omni-Man is... like smashing people in the ground so hard their brains explode and like squeezing people's heads off.
Oh my god.
Twisting that Wonder Woman knockoff woman, like twisting her neck around full 180 and then she coughs blood on her own cape.
Bro, and they're so scared. Like, they are so, like,
I love that and this is just a thing about Invincible. I love that they know they're screwed and still fight, but they're still like scared. It's not like in these other things where it's like, yeah, we're screwed, but we're gonna be the hero and do this. Like, they're terrified, but they're still going. It's just, this is like one of the most human shows ever, and it deals with so many weird concepts. For me, like, this is on a scale of, like, almost... Some episodes are, like, on a scale of, like, Rick and Morty absurdity and scientific doodahs. Like, especially episode 2. And yet it's so human and, like, driven by character and, like, them overcoming these real problems and just... Like, I mean, it's obviously the point of the show. I love that it's called Invincible, but every single episode, pretty much, he's getting, like, hospitalized and, like, losing so much blood and... Like... But, like, he still finds a way to come out on top, even if he doesn't realise how. Oh, it's so good. The show's so good.
Yeah, honestly, I really, like, such a good first episode to, like, you know, if you stay along, obviously, for the end. I think
then you realise
honestly,
played.
Honestly, I don't think anyone who watches that, they have to go on to watch the second episode.
Oh, for sure. How could you
and
not?
Then the rest of the season. Because if you're not hooked at that point, then
they released like the first. Did they release the first 3 straight away? I think it wasn't it?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So I remember binging those first 3 at like 3 in the morning. I think I finished in the end. Even though I had to get up the next day, I did not care.
Then you were left ravenous.
Oh, believe me, I was. The next day sucked, but it was worth it. And, like, I get to the end of episode 3, and I'm just thinking, okay, in a week, 3 more episodes, let's go. And they released 1, and I was like, ah! No! It's so good. Like, this show is like week to week, it's amazing. But bro, like, imagine binging it. Like, my friend's gonna binge it now it's all out because I've been shouting at him and pretty much everybody in my life to watch this show. And he was like, I'll binge it when it's all out. Oh, you can imagine binging this. Like, you get to the end of episode 7. You guys have no idea the pre-season finale. The hype levels on me and Joe in a Discord call with webcams while one of our friends played a different game and had to listen to us screaming every 5 seconds. I don't know how to, like, I don't even know where to begin properly. Like, it's so hard to explain every little detail of why this is amazing. But at the same time, if you're in the spoiler section, hopefully, because you're not spoiling things for yourself, you actually know what we're on about. So we can just jump about and you'll know what we mean.
Yeah, when Omni-Man goes,
we're just gonna skip right to the end. So, like, bro, that episode
presents
7,
to the world that he is an evil boy.
Episode 7, where, like, everybody knows. It's not just that everybody knows he's, like, evil. Like, it's a fact. Like, I mean, everybody important, not the whole world yet. There we go. Sorry, that's all the cider. But it's Friday night. Leave me alone. But I love that, everybody important. Like, Cecil knows, but they're still saving face because, he doesn't know how to beat him yet or anything. Like, the wife knows, and she's just like, I mean, she can barely hold it together, but, like, Mark Hamill knows. That bit in episode 7 where before he, like, goes insano mode and murders everybody, like, that bit where they share that whiskey on the roof, and he's just being jovial with him, and he's like, you're still my friend, right? And Mark Hamill's like, you murdered so many people, but I'm scared. And then just, like, that moment where, like, Cecil, like, takes away Debbie almost, like, to protect her, and, like, he's like, fuck this, I gotta go tell Mark everything that's going on. Like, nothing else matters now, everything else is screwed anyway. And all the invisible, like, soldiers come in, and he's just like, he throws one into a counter so hard it splits him in half.
Yeah, like, his body's basically...
Oh.
Yeah.
This show is so violent, by the way. I mean, obviously, we're in spoilers, you should know. But for some reason, if you're listening, it's so violent. And,
I like violence.
Like, it takes a lot for an animated show to make you kind of go, like, whoa! Because, it's animated, so there's always that suspension of... Not, like, lack of suspension of disbelief where you're like, well, it's animated, whatever. But this does such a visceral, and, like, job of, like... just making blood, like, spurt, like, in realistic ways, and, like, jaws being broken. The bit at the end of the college episode where Invincible's like, I can't go to college with a superhero life. My girlfriend hates me and is chatting to somebody else. My, like, gay friend is being an asshole to me, and also his love of his life, whatever, some guy he slept with who's, like, buff, is, like, turned into a like, vicious cyborg killer. And then when he finally gets over it, he just backhands the guy who does it so hard it, like, snaps his jaw off. It's so good. I love as well after that bit where, like, he's like, Cecil comes down, he's like, it would have been nice to have spoken to him, like, first and actually had him be able to talk. And he's just like, I'm sorry, I lost it. I, like, broke his jaw. I love how, like, jovial Cecil is about, like, things, like, that are really bad. It's like, yeah, well, we'll just staple his jaw back on, you know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Yeah. I do hope it doesn't get old, though.
What, like,
somehow. The continuous, violence and just... But I don't think it will, because, like, as we've said, like, everything else is so good, so why should
I just think that, like...
It's just cool.
Like, every single episode, if you actually think about it, every single episode is kind of the same in the sense that it's like Mark goes to deal with something, at least from episode 3 onwards, because episode 3 is the one where they actually deal with that guy really easily. The Mount Rushmore guy who ends up in lava or whatever.
Yeah.
Him and Eve deal with him pretty easily. But, like, pretty much every single other episode just involves Mark, like, winning but just barely and getting the shit beaten out of him, and most episodes getting hospitalized and, like, recovering three weeks later or something. Like, but, like, it's weird because, like, in the blunt sense, like, in a vague sense, everything's the same, but each episode just makes, like, the conflict and, like, each situation so different that it's like you just constantly root for him, and, like, everything that comes up, you're just like, yeah, like, bro, episode 2 is so creative. Like, those aliens that come through a giant portal that would have been completely unstoppable, maybe even for... Oh, no, not for Omni-Man, because he gets stuck in their planet and murders them all at the end. But, like, that bit where they're trying to fight them, and the aliens, the way they beat them is that they realise that the time on their planet goes, like... Is it way slower or something? No, it's like a million times, like so much times faster that if they're exposed to Earth's atmosphere, like they just age like rapidly and die within like 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And they keep coming. It's funny, like I love this idea of like for them it's like, you know, a couple hours go by and it's like shit, they're back, and for them it's like thousands of years where they've created new technology. And then, like, you beat them and they come back in another, like, thousands of years, but it's another 2 hours. Bro, it's so...
and it's
so
kind of
creative.
Like... Bro, to us, like, first seeing it, that's kind of crazy, but if you think about how everyone reacted, it's kind of a normal thing, which
It's
just
like,
makes you think how big, like...
How big is this universe and how often do things go wrong?
Yeah, like... I mean, we've seen from... You know, at the very end of the show, that the scope
there's a bunch of threats still out there and all this shit
expanded, and basically there's like a rebellion forming, isn't there, of sorts, against the Viltrumites.
Yeah, so like Seth Rogen's alien character mentions that they're trying to build like an alliance of planets to fight back against Viltrum, but it's like, fuck, how do you do, like, how much damage one Omni-Man can do? What the fuck do you do? Which is why I'm really looking forward to it. I hope in season 2. I don't know a lot about comic book storylines for Invincible because I've been trying to, like, you know, stave off. Like, I don't want to know anything because it might come. But I do know one that's coming that, like, you probably don't know, actually. I don't want to spoil it. But there is one coming.
I've heard some. I think might have watched the same. I listened to Weekly Planet as well.
Yeah, I listened to it too, and I tried to stop myself, but I listened to a couple before I skipped ahead. But you know the one where they're on about, and hey, this is coming up, so this is actually a spoiler for maybe season 2 or 3, so if you don't want to know anything that might be coming, close your ears for a second. But I love this one where James talks about, like, some crazy guy comes from, like, a different reality, or it's like something happens where Invincible pisses off some crazy mad scientist guy, and he just brings in, like, 100 different alternate universe versions of Invincible. And, like, he has to fight all of them. And I love this idea that in all those other universes, it pretty much always goes the same, that Mark actually just ends up being,
siding
like, the bad guy. Yeah. And you're like, oh, God, how does he even, like, he can barely fight, like, people who are below his thing if there's 2 of them. How do you fight people on the same level as you and there's 100? Maybe there's a thing where, like, they've all got different cool, like, costumes, alternate costumes. Maybe he, like, quickly knocks one out, switches with them, and then they all start beating up somebody else in the thing. Yeah, he hitmans it.
Maybe they'd all just be confused as fuck and just start fighting each other.
Yeah, I've just realised, how do we tell
Royal
the people...
Rumble, but...
How do we tell the people who've closed their ears to reopen them, now that we've stopped talking about that?
I don't know. They probably carried on.
Oh, well, fuck it, yeah, who cares? But yeah, bruh. So many good... So what do you think your favourite episode was?
Ooh... I've got to say the last one, honestly. Because it's so...
Tinny.
Bro, it's just like a perfect ending. Like, it
It's
leaves it on a cliffhanger. Like, oh, what's
the
gonna happen
train
next?
bit.
And yeah, the train. Bro, just I don't know how long the like the whole fight between.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's so long. There's so much good shit, but then, like, in between they stop and, like, talk.
They try and talk and
then
all this stuff.
Oh my
God. Stephen Yeun's performance as he's, like, balancing breaking down into tears and, like, coming to this understanding, but also, like, realizing he's got to try and do something and try. There's so much complexity in just the voices. In the voice, they portray so much.
Yeah.
They're so
Bro,
good.
When just the part just before Omni-Man leaves, and he kind of, like, gives up, and because they age far slower, Omni-Man is like, what will you have? Everyone will die.
He's like,
Blah,
what
blah,
will
blah,
you
blah.
have in 500 years?
And then Mark is like, I have you, Dad. Obviously, way better than that.
Yeah,
Because
way better
I'm
than
not
that.
Stephen Yeun.
Yeah,
Yeun.
his like chin is like split open at the bottom because of how much he's been punched. He's like, one of his
So
eyes
good.
is swelled up to like the size of a fucking melon.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, I have you, Dad. And he's like bleeding out the mouth and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
bro, like the fact that he beats him up so bad that he knocks his 2 front teeth out, and it reminds him of when he was a kid without his teeth.
Oh my
and
god, that's actually so.
watching him
That-
do like the baseball game and
That was
seeing,
so wholesome.
yeah, and seeing like the. It's weird because like I don't know where Omni-Man goes in the future. That's one of the things that I heard them start to talk about, like what happens with Omni-Man in the podcast. And I said nope and skipped ahead. I was like, that's something I actually want to find out. But like,
Yeah, I don't know. He gives up though, doesn't he?
but this thing he gives up in the sense that like he's just not willing anymore to beat his own son to death, and then like
He's
I think
kind
maybe
of confused because he's
never
he's
had,
been
like,
trained
felt
as
that
this
before,
guy.
yeah.
Da-da-da-la-la-la. And even though apparently he says, oh, it's such a small part of his life.
Yeah, I've been
and
alive for so long. Like
blah,
this
blah, blah, blah,
has been
blah.
a speck.
But then
He's like, I can always
bro,
make
when
another
you've beaten
kid.
the
I've
shit
got
out of your
17
son,
years.
when you've beaten the shit out of your son, you finally realise that, yo, like,
Something might be a bit.
this
fucking
actually
wrong with
matters. This actually kind of matters, even though it's insignificant. Like
I also
you've still done it. You've still, yeah. And
I
then,
love the bit where
and
he
then
says to him. Oh, sorry, go on.
He flies into space, and then his tear, a tear, is in space.
A single tear.
yeah. So he's crying.
like-
So Omni-Man's sad. Guys, give Omni-Man a hug.
Like and subscribe to give Omni-Man a hug. Each like is a hug.
Like and subscribe to make Omni-Man happy again.
But like, I love the bit where he says to him like, "You've had a soft life. It's like you're Viltrumite in blood only. You've had no struggle." And I'm like, I wouldn't say that, but maybe also like the point is that he goes through so much more. Like there is what he has been through is even so much more. I think you've unplugged your mic there, my dear.
Oh,
Hello.
yeah. I think I'm muted.
I saw your
so-
lips moving and I was
Um,
like, oh, whoops.
It's like, bro, Dad, I didn't choose to, be birthed into this world. I've kind of just been raised as a normal human person.
Yeah, that was when he's like,
Bro.
I shouldn't have raised you as a human. You're like, yeah, no doy. Like, yeah, obviously. So, my thing is, did he actually ever have? He must have had feelings for. He must have had feelings for the mom for a while. Like, do you think he
Yeah.
was just kind of lying to himself for a while, and then suddenly, once Mark got his powers, he was like, "Oh no, sorry, that was the thing. No, that's why he doesn't kill the Guardians until Mark has his powers. My bad." He does say to him, doesn't he? Said like, he's like, "Well, it was biding time and to wait till you had your powers." I thought it was going to be like a Kurt Russell kind of ego reveal, like in Guardians 2. I thought it was going to go in the direction of, I've done this God knows how many times and none of them have had the powers or whatever. I'm glad it didn't, because I would have just been like, well, that's Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Even though this would have come before it, obviously comic book form, but yeah. No, yeah, I just... punches him so hard in the chest it causes an avalanche. My
And obviously,
God.
as we've said, holds his head
Oh,
in front of a train track. Incoming train.
like people are
Comes-
exploding by going through him.
And meanwhile, Mark is just being covered in all of their blood.
And guts. And
guts.
fucking... Bro, that bit
it's
where the
just like,
building's
fucking
falling down, he's desperately trying to save those two people, he's holding onto a hand, and it falls, and by the time he gets to the bottom through the wreckage, he's just holding a severed hand, like...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bro, there's so
And
many
Omni-Man's all
parts
just
where
like-
we're just like, what the fuck?
Omni-Man's just like, you're the one who killed those people. Bro, it's so fucked, but it's so believable as a crazy person, like... Ugh.
Yo,
And
hold on. People actually die in these massive superhero
What?
battles that crash through buildings.
More than
Wow.
5,000, I think, Zach. Do you hear about that? As Zack
No.
Snyder said...
Is this Man of Steel?
So, Fat Man on Batman, you know, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? God,
Affleck? You're mad.
No, the cool guy who's involved with everything. He's, like, involved with superhero stuff a lot. Does the Fat Man on Batman podcast?
Oh, he has like a snapback most of the time.
Fat Man. Kevin something.
Smith.
Kevin Smith. Thank you.
Ah.
I love Kevin Smith. But yeah, Kevin Smith did a thing. I think it may actually been an episode of Fat Man on Batman, and he said to Zack Snyder, he's like, "So how many people do you think we actually lost in the Battle of Metropolis in Man of Steel?" And he's like, "I don't know, around 5,000." And you're like, bullshit.
Yo, but at least Superman saved that family of 3 or 4
By snapping the man's neck, yeah.
by snapping Zod's neck. Thank you, Superman.
Well done, Henry. You did a good job. But yeah, I just like that there's real consequences and there's like... it's so good. But yeah, I'm going to answer my own question. My favourite episode, it's a tie between 7 and 4. Or is it 5? What's the machine head one?
5. Where with the cat. The cat that beats the fuck out of Mark.
Oh, Big Tiger Boy. Yeah. It's a joint between... I think if I had to be real about it, it would probably be episode 7, just purely for that extended period of like Omni-Man killing all the people and like grabbing that guy by the spine and tearing it out as he blows the house up, and then the teleportation battle with Cecil, and it's not even a battle really, but the conversation. And then, like, that bit at the end with Immortal, where Immortal comes back to life and starts beating the shit out of Omni-Man. Only to be killed again. Only to be killed again, and Mark to see it.
Imagine the rage. Well, you see the rage. You don't have to imagine it.
You do. And in the voice as well.
Oh, God.
Bro, but then at the same time, episode 5... I just like how weird the Machine Head character is. Like, he wants a chip to go in his head. Like, his head is fully a machine. It's a machine head. And it's like... Yeah. But also I just look... His voice is so creative as well. The modulation.
It's also tuned, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, that bit when he's... My favourite bit, as you know what I'm going to say. So, like, if you haven't seen the episode, there's this crime boss Machine Head that this guy... I forget his name... But he turns into, like, he gets, like, rock around him and it, like, covers his body. He's invulnerable, super strong. Needs Mark's help to, like, take him down because he's got a hold of his family and blah, blah, blah. Or at least he says. He's actually lying. But Mark helps him out and, like, they go to take on Machine Head. But then Machine Head has a bunch of, like, super powered beings all from all over the universe and different dimensions, like, to come in and just beat the crap out of them. And it's this point where they're getting beat down, and there's this guy made like completely of lava, and Machine Head's like, "I'm gonna melt you down and use you to pave my driveway," or whatever. And like they're burning, like they're like melting all the stone off and about to kill him. And Mark, like, obviously he's pissed off because he's had the shit beaten out of him, but he's being electrocuted, and he like sees this guy about to die who has like a family, and like, he's already pissed off because this has forced him to miss a date with Amber, which was a big deal. And, like, he just breaks out of it and he screams. I'm not going to scream right now because I have neighbours. But he just screams at the top of his lungs, and it's so convincing. Honestly, I think it's the best line in the entire show. And it's like...
Anime moment.
It is an anime moment. It's
a charged up anime...
it's like 2 seconds long, but he screams, like, fully... We should know, like, from the battle that just happened, there is no physical way that Mark can beat all of them. There's probably barely a way he could beat many of them one-on-one. Especially Tiger Guy. And he breaks free of it, and he screams at the top of his lungs, "You guys are fucking dead!" And the performer, it's so hard to understand without watching the episode, which I'm hoping everybody has, because again, spoilers. But like, that one line and the way he says it, the cadence, the like power behind it, but also like slight vulnerability, that like, it's just so perfect, where me and you fully got hyped and believed he was about to kill all of them and, like, you know, go amazing. And that's in a normal traditional superhero thing where the music would swell in and Optimus Prime would spin in a circle and beat all of the metal grey.
It's so good, whatever, because as you say, it's convincing, because you know, he's not just saying it. He's like,
he's not just screaming, "You guys are fucking dead," and it's like, oh, okay, he's screaming.
It's built like, up within him, and it's like comes out, and you feel
he's about to murder everybody. He murders... Well, I think he kills one, does some damage to another, and then he's like, "Who's next?" And then Tiger Guy just slams him into the floor. It's like, yeah, me, you child.
Also, though, I do want to give a shout out to episode 6, which is one of the ones where it's like, it doesn't.
Is that the college?
Yeah, with the cyborgs.
Yes, that's a great episode. They're all great.
They are. That's the thing.
I would, if I had to say one that wasn't maybe the. No, I wouldn't even say 3's
the mountain one.
I was gonna say 3's like 3 is in terms of the superhero threat, it's the easiest one to deal with. But again, 3 is the one where we just develop Atom Eve and like Invincible's relationship so well, and it's got the great like. It's got a bunch of great character moments for her especially, and I really like her as a character. So like, even though that's probably the least interesting in terms of like, well, they beat the bad guy pretty easily, but there's still so many great moments and little things like, and there's the funeral at the start, like where maybe Debbie kind of realizes for the first time like, this guy's very unemotional for all of his friends dying.
And Detective Demon.
Ah, yeah, he's still around at that point. Is that when he's? Does he get ghosted by 3 or is it 4? I don't remember.
I can't remember now.
You know what? I'm gonna go for. You know what? Even though I think 7 is incredible and the hype between us was so real, we kept saying, "How is this not the finale?" Because it was so good. I'm gonna go with episode 4 purely just for that moment. I mean, everything else is amazing around it, but that moment has just stuck with me more than anything else. And it's one voice line, and yet it's so powerful.
Episode 5.
5. Sorry, 5.
Episode 5.
Which one's 4 again? That's
4 is the one where he goes to Mars.
That's so good too. There's like, you're like, why are the Martians trying to? Because if it was a normal, this goes for every single episode. But if it was a normal whatever, the episode would just be protect these astronauts on the way to Mars. Oh no, the Martians are evil. Beat up some Martians and escape. But it's like the Martians are taking them in, and the reason they're killing them is because there's an entity from another world that can't that tries to suck onto your face and like it like face huggers you and mind controls you. And it's like a giant swarm of them, and the Martian physiology doesn't allow them to grab onto anything, but human physiology could, like, if one latches on, it can control the whole swarm of them and take over the planet. So they're like, we're killing. It's like a thing of like, yeah, we're killing you because we have no choice. Like, this will whatever. And then one of the astronauts does actually turn out to get thing, and they take over the whole. Oh, so good. Every little thing is like, hey, this is what the normal story would do, and this is what we're doing. But it's not like a typical criticism of like a Rian Johnson in The Last Jedi, say, even though I like Last Jedi. But I will admit there's a lot of things in that are just subversion for subversion's sake. And it's like, don't subvert things unless you're actually going to do something good with them. And I think the best way I could describe it is, I think I said this to you like a few episodes in. I think I said to you, I was like, you never know exactly where the show's going to go, but it always goes exactly where it should. I just trust in Robert Kirkman. We trust, bro. So good.
Yeah, I do want to watch read the comics, kind of, but
Me
at
too.
the same time, no. It's
It's
so much
different.
time though
It's
in
very
between.
different. Yeah, and there's like 103 issues.
We'll see. Whatever.
You're currently reading The Boys, anyway. It's his birthday soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
Maybe I got him something to do with The Boys comic.
Hey,
A wink. Or a T-shirt with a broken smiley face on it.
Hey, I bought that for myself.
Are
Are we done?
I was gonna
Does
say
that bring
it
us
does
to the
feel
end?
like we naturally wound up. I feel like we, hopefully, like we say with this spoiler one, I've been less conscious to be like, let's explain this, let's explain it all to people who don't know, because you shouldn't be here if you haven't seen the show, and if you just listen to us ruin all that stuff, shame on you. Now go watch it anyway, because we didn't talk about everything.
But hey, if you do just listen to us and you
we
like us
appreciate
talking
that.
about something that you don't know about,
I mean,
then that's fine.
That's actually
'cause
kinda
I do
cool.
that.
I do appreciate
I
that.
kind of do that too.
Listen to us.
No,
Oh,
with a
listen to
Weekly
me, though,
Planet,
right?
because I don't. Yeah.
Because what did I
I'm
tell you to
listening
start watching, and you finally did after, I think I've been saying it for like months.
Oh, Archer.
Another animated show. And how is it?
It's pretty funny.
It's really funny.
It's kind of it's kind of disgusting sometimes,
Oh,
but
yeah.
in a good way.
Well, the very
in a
first,
good adult comedy
the
funny way.
very first episode revolves around in the like ending of it revolves around the fact that this guy's taken Archer's mom hostage at gunpoint in front of him, and he takes one of his own people like at gunpoint, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, "It's a Mexican standoff," and he's like, "Bro, that doesn't make. I don't care if you shoot her," and then like he says how he's gonna like kill the mom and like you know like she'll be all dead, you'll have no mommy. And then Lana, the girl he's holding, like Archer's holding, says, "Jesus Christ, he's got an erection," and it grosses the guy out so much that he releases it and gets shot. And then she's hitting him with the purse, and he's like, "What's in there, Buckles?" Trust me, it's so it gets so funny. Season 6 is where it tapers off and gets shit. Season 6 is okay, but not amazing, and season 7 onwards is dog shit. Don't watch it. But yeah, it gets so fucking funny. And notice how they never say fuck in it as well. The thing I really like respect about it is that they don't say it, and if they ever do, it's like bleeped out. They like it just makes everything really funny where they don't say fuck, they say shit instead. Like they'll just be like, "Oh, for shit's sake," or "What the shit, Lana." That's my other recommendation. Hey, if you watch Invincible and then get Netflix and watch Archer. Which, by the way, back to my dad. Hey, if you are listening still, father, as I pointed out to him, when he used to live closer to me, so I'd go over like pretty much every weekend and like, you know, see him all the time. That was when I was booming in my Archer phase, and every time I'd go over, we'd do the same thing: play games for a bit and then watch like 3 hours of Archer before we went to bed. And he watched it, laughed, and liked it. So, quite frankly, you say you don't like animation? Middle finger's going up. You are inconsistent, my child. Father. Nah,
the
love you
reverse
really, bro.
card classic.
Love you really, bro. You're pretty cool, you know what I mean?
You're pretty cool. Shout
He's
out.
pretty cool. He had his birthday this week as well. Hey,
Nice.
Joe and my father.
Happy birthday.
Birthdays. Pretty close.
Happy birthday.
I definitely didn't forget and didn't call him until later in the day. I remembered. I remembered
I called before you.
I remembered every single day apart from the day it was like legit Wednesday. I was like, "It's tomorrow." And then I went to the gym Thursday, got back and was like, "Am I supposed to call somebody?" Nah, it's fine.
Bless you.
Thank you.
That's just a classic thing that I do. It's kind of wacky.
Very funny.
It's kind of like the opposite, so that makes it funny.
So yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for listening. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
We've been getting like pretty consistent views recently. We like, you know, I'm still sad that Ratatouille episode we did nearly a month ago, like, I'm pretty sure still has like only like 4-6 views, which is sad because I put a lot of effort into that thumbnail. I thought it would get people in, but hey, turns out I found a way to sucker like at least 10 to 15 people in a week, which is good.
Yay.
But hey, yeah, we do really appreciate it that you listen to this dumb thing that we do.
Yup.
Yeah, have a good week ahead. Have a good weekend. I'm gonna have a terrible one because I'm working 5 nights out of the 7 that a week is. A lot of times for 8 hours
That's
up until
a lot
11.
more than usual.
Yeah, overtime.
Oh yeah.
I kind of need it. I've been spending money on things like these tinnies I've been drinking.
I spent a bit too much money the past few days.
Yeah. And I was looking at like I almost put a deposit down for like a tattoo at one point out of nowhere, and then I was like, wait, no, I don't think I actually want that tattoo. I'm getting one, but I don't. The one that I was gonna put a deposit down, and I suddenly went, no, I haven't thought about that for long enough. I didn't get it. I pussied out. Well, I didn't put a deposit down because God knows how long the wait is.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But anyway, enough with our boring lives.
Cheers, lads.
Yeah, what are you gonna do for the people if they like?
I'm
Hug Omnimo?
gonna crush up some animal biscuits. You know, the chocolate ones
Yes.
with the back and shaped like animals. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
like
crush up...
the safari things.
Yeah.
They're called
Yeah,
safari or
those.
something.
I
I know
think
what you're
so.
on about. Yes,
Yeah,
they're very
those ones.
nice.
I'm gonna crush them up and then
Into a powder or just little bits?
rough bits.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's better.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna squirt some whipped cream on top of your head.
Hello.
And then sprinkle these animal biscuits on top.
Wow, you become a human ice cream.
Then I'm going to do it to your friend as well. And
Any
then
friend in particular? I suppose it
just
depends on
whatever
person to
friend
person.
this person. Yes.
Yeah, true. Maybe they only have one friend. Their
Hey,
mom.
if you don't have a friend,
Joe will be
We
your
can
friend
be your
and
friends.
whipped cream himself.
Yeah. And then you can eat off the whipped cream and animal biscuits off of each other's heads.
Like
Have a
those
jolly good time.
like those tortilla hats that have they're like sombreros made of tortillas with a dip inside, like in Despicable Me 2 and or 3.
Yeah.
I don't
But
remember
with
which
cream
one.
and animal biscuits.
That sounds better than a tortilla like with because there's
That's
only
what
so
I'm
much
offering.
you can get through before the trenches might overflow and
True,
that's really
actually.
cool. I might like the video, so you do that to me.
Yeah.
And then my friend can be Chris, and you can do it to him.
Yeah. Okay.
Not Brad. Brad, you know what you did.
Yeah.
I just want to freak him out listening to this. Like,
Yeah,
shit, what did I do?
You know what you did.
You know what you did. Joe's mad too, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm so angry.
And Chris is
you're
so
gonna
upset.
get you're gonna
Chris-
get a spanking. You too, Chris.
He's back this weekend for his sister's birthday. We should find him and spank him. Yeah, also, in honor of Resident Evil 8 coming out this week, well, it's already out, but it came out the week this came out, I will put on high heels and step on anybody who subscribes. I don't normally get involved with these things, but I feel like for Mommy Milky...
You kind of had to weigh in on the mommy milkers.
I actually hate myself. What's her
Look
name?
up vampire from Resident Evil 8.
No,
guys.
I think, look at Dimitrescu. Lady Dimitrescu?
I'm not that deep.
No, I'm not that...
deep in.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Rule 34 much.
Oh, God, I can't imagine.
Oh.
No, my internet has Safe Search, which I haven't uninstalled on my PC to keep me a good Christian boy.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen, brother. So, goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm not going to do anything funny. Why do you think we're going to do something funny for the outro? We're not going to do it. We said mommy milkers. What the fuck do you want?